Carol Baskin is not my type, and if I was stuck on a deserted island with only one woman and it was Carol Baskin, I would fuck a coconut. So it would not be Carol Baskin. Hey Reddit, it's Jeff Lowe from Netflix Tiger King, and I'm here to answer all your questions on Cameo, so ask away. Question is from Jar. How did Netflix approach you to film this, and how did they frame it to you? Well, actually, Jar, Netflix did not approach us. We were approached by the producers that made the show, and they framed it to Lauren and I that it was an expose on Carol Baskin. And they framed it to Joe as though it was an expose on Carol Baskin. They framed it to Carol Baskin as though it was an expose on the ills of cub petting. And they kind of misled everybody, but I'm not even sure that they knew where this thing would end up. And it might have started as one thing and it turned into another. And they just didn't mean to misrepresent it, but I don't know. Next question is from TX Glasgow. Hey Jeff, do you feel that the documentary represented your side of the story? If not, what details would you want added? I would like to add that the viewer was left with the impression that while Joe was trying to hire a hitman and while he was killing all these cats, that Lauren and I were actually on facility when we weren't. We were living in Las Vegas at that time and only communicating with Joe on a kind of every other day basis. So I think it left you guys to believe that we were here allowing him to get away with it or actually participating in it, which is not true. All right, the next question is from Snowboy Freak. Hey Jeff, I was wondering what, if any, weird shit have you found out about Joe Exotic since he's been incarcerated randomly around the park? You know, I think the weirdest thing we found were the thumb drives that showed Joe and John Finley walking around having sexual relations with some of the animals in the park. And we actually had a security guard that worked here for Joe many, many years ago that told us that they used to pull animals into the house at about 2:30 in the morning and bring them out before sunrise. So that would probably be the weirdest and the most disgusting thing that I know about Joe. Hey, so this question comes from Coffee and Contemplate. Thanks for doing this question. My question is, at what point did you realize Joe was batshit insane? It seemed that the two of you were close at the beginning. Did something specifically change your opinion of him? What initially pissed me off about Joe is when Lauren and I were going to go to Las Vegas, we just got tired of his craziness. When we were going to go to Las Vegas and do this thing with cubs, Joe told me not to get too attached to the cubs because as soon as I sent him back here, he was going to put them down. And that was kind of the turning point for me with Joe, and I lost all respect for him. Okay, a question from XXX, Jack Speed XXX. What happened between you and Tim Stark that forced that partnership to end? When Tim first wanted to come down here and be partners with this park, he was in trouble of losing his USDA license. So in order to maintain his ability to have animals, he wanted to partner himself with somebody with a perfect USDA history. So he came down here and offered to do all of this work and bring all this equipment and materials, which he did. So when he started to bring the animals down to the new park, he actually was neglectful and let 28 out of 100 animals roast inside of a enclosed trailer. And that was the night that it all went bad for Tim and I. He was just negligent. He didn't stop and provide them water for 40 hours. So that kind of ended the Tim Stark relationship with Jeff Lowe. A question from 22 Plus. Do you feel Carol Baskin and Big Cat Rescue was treated properly in the documentary? You know what? My personal opinion of that is that they were too easy on her. Joe had accumulated 4 file cabinets full of information that pointed towards her guilt in the disappearance of Don, and they kind of made her look like this Mother Teresa of cats, when in fact all she does is exactly what Joe and what we do here is she has big cats in cage and charges people to come see them. So I think they were actually pretty easy on her. This question asked by Charles Barkley. There's a conspiracy all over the internet this week that you were Carol Baskin's first husband. Have you seen the picture comparison, and what's your take on this? She doesn't seem like your type. Charles, you're a brilliant man. Carol Baskin is not my type, and if I was stuck on a deserted island with only one woman and it was Carol Baskin, I would fuck a coconut. So it would not be Carol Baskin. I've seen the side-by-side pictures, and I think they look more like John Finley and Joe's Exotic's love child. So that's a big negative on Carol Baskin and me. Hey, Coffee and Contemplate is back. Hey Jeff, would you rather fight 100 Joe Exotic-sized Carol Baskins or 1 Carol Baskin-sized Joe Exotic? You know what? I've got a feud to settle with Joe Exotic, so I think I would take the 1 Carol Baskin-sized Joe Exotic. This next question is from Kayla_T_DA. Hey Jeff, can you please show us some of the tigers and other animals you have? I actually happen to be in an area that's got a few tigers right here.
Say hi. Say hi, guys. Hey, Thor.
This is one of Shaquille O'Neal's tigers. His name is Thor. And let's see. Over here we have Prince. Come here, Prince. Hey, Prince. Hey, Prince. You pretty boy. We have Cletus over here. Come here, Cletus. Come say hi, buddy. Can you say hi? Yeah, he's a good boy. There's Cletus. And then real quick, one more. We'll see if Simba's not out. Let's see where Simba might be. There's Simba. You see him over there in the corner? Simba, Nala. So those are some of ours that are real close to where I'm standing right now. If you want to see the rest of them, come to the park.